Today we're doing 6.4, 6.5, 6.6, and 6.7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 6.4. Oh, I need to. Sorry. 6.4, you're doing applications of percent problems, which is a lot like something we've already done. Okay, 6.4, you're solving using proportions. That you've already been doing that. You're solving percent problems using proportions. Remember, proportions is the one that has the fraction equals a fraction. So you're doing the is over the of equals the percent over 100. So just like you were doing one for 6.3 or wherever you were doing those. On 1, 3, and 5, you just have to set it up. Okay, you don't actually have to solve on 1, 3, and 5. Like on number 2, it says 66% of 74 is what? You don't know the is, and the of is 74, percent is 66 over 100. And you can put any letter, okay? You can put X or A or whatever right here. Any letter for the part you don't know. It don't matter. It doesn't have to match the ones on the answer sheet. Starting with number 7, solve them. And if there's a decimal, just go ahead and write whatever the decimal goes out to. Most of them are either repeating or it only goes 2 times. So go ahead and write the answers with the decimal on them. So 6.4 is something pretty much that we've already covered. 6.5 is applications of percents. So you have word problems. Usually when it says applications, that means word problems. Applications of percent problems. Okay, what you need to do is you need to read the word problem and try to put it into something is so much percent of a number. So you read the word problem and try to put it into that so you'll know how to solve it. Let's look at one of the problems. Number 4 says a person earns $28,600 1 year, and they earn this much in 1 year. Then they receive a 5% raise. Okay, what is the new salary? What is the new salary? Okay, so the new salary is what percent of your old salary? That's how you would try to put it. The new salary is what percent of your old salary? If you got a 5% raise, you're not getting 5% of what you got, right? You better not just be getting 5% of what you got. You got a raise. Okay? So you're getting 100% of what you got, plus you're getting another 5%. So if you got a 5% raise, you're getting 105% of what you used to get. So of what you used to get, your old salary is $28,600. So the new salary is what you're looking for. The new salary is 105% of your old salary. So is over of, there's your of, is your percent over 100. If you put it into your sentence like that, you should know where to put it every time. You can use a calculator to do that. Just show what you multiplied and what you divided here. Multiplied that, you divided that, and what did you get? 30,000. $30. Okay? So what you just have to read it, decide where the things go. Let's see, number 12 is optional. Let's do number 12. On a test of 40 items, so there's 40 questions. Christina got 91% right. Correct. Okay. And there was partial credit on some items, so she may have got half of a problem right. Okay. How many items did she get correct, and how many items did she get incorrect? Okay. So it says how much correct, how much incorrect. Okay, so the correct was 91% of what? 91% of the 40 questions. So the correct, you set it up, 91 is your percent, 91% of your 40 questions is the correct, right? The incorrect, you would set it up incorrect out of 40 questions. What's the percentage though? It's not 91. She got 91 correct, how much did she miss? 9%, right? Subtract it from 100%. She got 9% incorrect. So you do 9% of 40 to get the incorrect ones. Okay? So what'd you get for 91 times 40 divided by 100? She got 36.4 right. That's why I told you there was some partial credit. And you could either subtract that from 40 or do this. Multiply that, divide by 100, and you get 3.6, right? She got 3.6 incorrect. I should have put it into the sentence before I put it like this, huh? I skipped a step. I shouldn't have done that. I'll slap my hand. Okay, don't do that. Okay, so don't forget, put it into word problem, set it up. I'll give you a lot of time to work on that today. Okay, 6.6, you have sales tax, commission, and discounts. Sales tax, commission, and discounts. You know sales tax you end up adding to the price of something, right? Sales tax you end up adding it to the price. Discounts, you subtract it from the price. Now what is a commission? If you're a salesman and you're working your own commission. Yeah. If you end up selling stuff and you get a 25% commission, then you get 25% of everything you sell. So that's just a straight percentage. It's not like added to the price or anything like that. This would be like, the commission is like a salesman. How much he makes. That would be like his earnings. Okay, so if it tells you that there is a tax, let's start out with a tax. If the tax is, if it just tells you a tax is 4%, and what you bought, let me get a different one here. Let's see, what you bought was $29.50. How much is the tax? So the tax is 4% of the price, right? So do your is your tax, of is your price, 4 is your percent over 100. So you're going to multiply that times that, divide by 100. $18 or 19?
18.
18? I thought somebody said 19. Okay. $1.18. Okay, if you end up having a problem that has, like it tells you the sales tax is 1.189, round it up to the nearest penny. Look at the number after it and round it on up. Okay? Because if it's a 5 or bigger here, it's going to get rounded up. Okay, what if it's asked for the total price? Let's say this one right here. If it just wanted the tax, you would have got 118, right? If it wanted the total cost after tax, you could either add the 118 back onto that, find 4%, add that back on, or if you wanted to set it up where it's already added on, what would you do to set it up where it's already added on? You've got your price. If you have a 4% tax that's added to the cost, could we say 104%? The cost is 100% plus the 4% tax. Okay? That would give you the total cost. If you do the 100% plus the 4%. So you could do it either way if it wants the total cost. You could find 4% and then add that back on, or do the 104. Look on your word problems and make sure and see what it's asking for. It may only ask for the tax, but it may ask for the total price too, so be careful and watch what the word problems are asking for so that you do the right thing. Okay, let's say there's a commission. Somebody has a commission. Jasmine is one of them in the book here. Jasmine gets a commission of 6%. Let's say Jasmine's getting a commission of 8% instead. Okay, and what is her commission if she sells $45,000 worth of merchandise? We need to put that into a sentence, right? Something is percent of what? Okay, we know the percent real easy, right? Commission, her commission, that's 8%. Okay, she gets 8% of what she sells. So this is Jasmine's, is 8% of what she sells. So you know where to put the numbers. So Jasmine's commission is 8%. 8 goes over 100 of 45,000. So just multiply those numbers, divide by 100. She got 3,600. That's pretty good. Hopefully she works for somewhere she could sell that every week. Or even every month wouldn't be bad, huh? Yeah. Okay. Let's do one where somebody is getting a commission and we don't know what the percentage is. Say that somebody earned $1147.50. This is the commission. And they sold $76.50 in merchandise. So what is the percent of commission? okay? Their commission is a percentage of what they sold, right? So the commission is the is. The of is what was sold. That would be like 0.00. There's no point on it. So the percent you don't know. So do 100 times the commission divided by the sales. 1,500. They got a 1,500%. That's crazy. Are you sure?
Yeah.
1147.50 times 100 divided by 7650.
Yeah.
1,500.
1,500.
Wow, the book says it's a 15%.
Well, don't you have to change the?
You don't move the decimal.
Yeah, it says.
It says 15 or 1,500.
It says 1,500.
Wow, something's messed up there. You got 15? Might try multiplying it again. It says it's a 15%, not 1,500. If they gave you 1,500% of what you sold, they wouldn't make any money.
Yeah, I'm getting 1,500.
You still are? Did you put the point 50? Wow.
Do you want to try it?
Yeah, I do. That's just not right. 1147.50 times 100 divided by 7650. I got 15.
I got 1,000.
Okay, we better check your calculator.
She's getting it too.
Yeah, I'm getting it too.
1147.50 times 100. Oops. Start over. 1147.5 times 100 is 1147.50 divided by 7650. No decimals. It's 15.
Yep, still good.
15. You got 15? The people that didn't get 15, you better check your calculators. I'll help you with them later. Okay? Okay.
Okay. You just gotta leave the decimal point off on the 76.50.
That's not 76.50. It's 77,600.
No, I mean because you're multiplying 1147.50 times 100 and divided by
It's not
76.
0.50.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where that is.
0.00.
It's
like
just 760,
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
and then you get 15%.
Okay. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. You know how to write in millions and trillions? If it says 3.02 million, how do you write that number? That'd be like 3 million something, right? If you were writing 3 million, you'd write 3. There'd be 3 numbers there, 3 numbers there, right? So you put 302 as your first 3 numbers, and the rest are zeros. That's part of your skills maintenance, just in case you forgot. What about if it was billion? You need 9 places after, okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if it said billion, you'd do that, make sure you have 9 numbers after your 3. Your decimal would be where the comma goes right there. Trillion has how many? How many? This has 6 and 9 has 3 more. 12.
Well,
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That would be hundreds, thousands, millions, billions. We need more. See, 12 of them. There's your hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillion.
What comes after trillion?
Not sure. I'll have to look it up. We'll get that, I'll give that to you when I do the review. Write myself a note. What's after trillion? Maybe it's gazillion. I've heard of gazillions, but I don't know if it's real. Trillion. I don't know. Maybe it's quadrillion.
I think so.
BI and then TRI, it's probably QUA. We'll find out if I'm right or not. Let's say
I think it's quadrillion. QUA.
quadrillion. Quadrillion?
Yeah, I think it's that.
Okay, we'll see if that's right or not. Even though it's not under test, we'll check it out since it was asked. One more section, 6.7. You have simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest you're going to like. Compound interest isn't as compound and bad as it could be, okay? Simple, let me show you that first. Simple interest. Okay. Interest equals PRT. I is interest. P is principal. That's like the amount that you borrowed or whatever, okay? This is the dollar amount. R is rate. This is your percent of interest, like if you're getting 5% on your savings account. This percent here, you have to turn it to a decimal, okay? The rate, when you use a rate in this formula, you always have to change it to a decimal. Then the T part is time. The time will be in years. Okay? So let's figure just a real simple interest, okay? Let's do, what is your interest on $200 at 5%? I wrote it up there because we're going to have to rewrite it as a decimal. For 2 years. Okay, you've got $200, 5% for 2 years. How can you change a percent into a decimal? To the left. Move it to the left twice. 0.05. Since this is in years, all we have to do is put the 2 there. Okay, so do 200 times 0.05 times 2. $20. That's your simple interest. You just have to multiply those 2 numbers. Okay? Say we had the same amount of money at 5%. That'd be 0.05 again, right? Let's say we had it in the same account for 5 months. Okay? The time has to be in terms of years. So 5 months is, how many months are there in a year? 12. 12. So that's 5 out of 12 months. So you're going to do 5 out of 12, 5 over 12.
Can we change it into this one?
no.
I'll tell you, it's easier to leave it like this. Go ahead and multiply these numbers and then divide by 12. Multiply 200 times 0.05 and then times 5. Multiply all those. And then at the end, divide it by 12. And what do you get there?
4 point. 1.6 repeating.
So you get 4.16 repeating. Are you gonna get that amount of money in real life?
No.
The repeating part means that 6 goes, so we would round that to the nearest cent. Since there's a 6 following it, you go up to 7. $4.17. Okay, what about if it was so many days? Let's do the same amount of money at 5% for 240 days. Okay, 240 days. How many days are there in a year? They want you to use 365. In a real year, there's like 365 and a fourth or something. It's like sometimes there's 366. We use 365. I just put the wrong numbers up there. Okay. So you multiply these numbers, then divide by 365. 6.575. You'd only need to go 3 numbers, so we're going to round that to what? 658. Finished it. Thank you. Okay, so that's simple interest. That's not too bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if they change to months or change to years, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, let's go compound it now. Don't read in the book, it'll confuse you. Okay, compounded interest is more like real life, because you aren't going to leave something in there for 2 years and just get interest on what you normally put in, right? Like they usually every quarter or every half a year or every year they figure the interest and they put it in your account. The next time it comes time to put interest in there, they have more money to figure the interest on. Like if you put $100 in there, let's say we start out with $100 and you were getting 4%, okay? Let's say you did that for 2 years. Okay, if you looked at it in your ledger, you start out, you put $100 in there, right? Okay, if you were getting it every year, the first year you'd get $100 times your 4% for 1 year. 4% of $100 is $4, right? So they added $4 to your account at the end of that year. Now you have $104 in there. That second year, you get $104 times the 0.04. Right? So how much? This should be more than $4 this time. 104 times 0.04. This time you got $4.16. Okay? It's more than $4. And you might put more than $100 in there too. If you have a lot of money, it makes more difference. Okay? So after 2 years, you're going to have $108.16. Instead of just, if you did this straight simple interest, you would have had $108 total. Okay? Instead of doing all this work, you can go like this. You can do $100. And the first year you're going to have 104%. You're going to have 1.04. You're going to have 100% of what you had plus your 4%. And the second year, the same thing. If we multiply these, we should get that number right there. didn't have to do all that work. Which is good, because what if you put in like a weird number, like let's say you put in $225. It may not always be an exact number. And let's say you had 6% interest, and you left it in there for 5 years without touching it. Okay? You don't want to do that 5 times and add it and do it again. Like we did up here. You don't want to have to do this 5 times, right? Okay, so we're going to do 225. 3, 4, 5 times. This part, don't forget to add your 1. 1.06. And do that 5 times. And all you have to do is use your calculator, which you'll get to use on your next test, so don't worry about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you get 301.100? That's what you get on your calculator. You're actually going to round that to the penny, the nearest cent, so you end up having $301.10. You left it in there for 5 years. Okay? So the compounded interest, remember that's the part you add the 1 to the front, and just do it that many times, okay? The simple interest is the one you just find the interest. Just boom, 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 and that's just interest. Okay? And I think that's about it. Do you see anything you have questions on? Ask me now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
Not really, you could ask me later. Anything, no?